All right, ladies, we have a lot we have to get through here tonight on a Sunday. Usually we don't work on Sundays, but hey, if I don't get a video out tonight, it's gonna be a boom. It's gonna be like a freaking mountain tomorrow. So might as well get all this shit I gotta get out tonight, and then tomorrow we can just start fresh the week. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of news, and then we'll do a elimination chamber review, recap, and then we'll call it a night here tonight on a Sunday. The first thing is WWE yesterday actually took some shots at freaking AEW. They had Errol Hawani, who's like they call him like the combat reporter, like the journalist, because he covers both the UFC and wrestling. But he had a few months ago he had Tony Khan an interview, and he would kept asking questions about what happened with CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. And Tony Khan wouldn't answer the question. He said, "I legally cannot answer them." And then a few days later, Ariel Hawani went on one of his shows, and he said that it was one of the worst and hardest interviews ever done. Pretty much trashed Tony Khan. That he had a terrible interview. He wouldn't answer his questions. And then on SmackDown, he was on Friday, and freaking Tony Khan is like, "You unbiased reporter, man," and then you're as good as a reporter as Tony Schiavone, and then everybody thought it was a joke, and then Errol Hawani was like, "Yeah, man, nice talking to you. Maybe we can talk again in the future, man." And then he was, and then Tony Khan said, "Yeah, you're so unbiased, man." So I guess Tony Khan is legit pissed off at him, but I don't blame him because he did say, I mean, I would get pissed off too if I would waste my time getting an interview, and then a few days later the reporter said it was one of the worst interviews I ever done. I would be pissed too. And then yesterday, once again, Errol Hawani was at Elimination Chamber, and Michael Cole said, one of the most unbiased reporters who asked the hard-hitting questions. It don't matter if you don't want to answer them or not. So once again, Michael Cole in the WWE taking another shot at freaking Tony Khan. So that shit was funny. Then later on in the show, Edge and Beth Phoenix ended up doing FTR's finisher to win their match. So again, another shot, saying, "Hey, FTR, we have you in mind if you want to come here." Remember, Edge is real good friends with FTR, so yeah, man, some shots taken. I think also Pete Overson said something on the pre-show about it. So yeah, man, some shots taken by WWE last night, especially at Tony Khan. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there was another pay-per-view last night. New Japan had a pay-per-view where Mercedes Moné fought Kairi Sane, and she won the New Japan Women's Champion. So congratulations to Mercedes Moné. They even asked her about going to WWE. She said, "You never say never, but I'm going to go where my heart tells me to go." What people most believe now is that she's going to maybe go to Impact and wrestle Mickie James. That might be the next one she wants to do. I don't know if she's gonna. They're saying that she's never gonna like really commit to a company. She might just jump from company to company to company. Now, I don't think with WWE let her do that. I don't know, but definitely I can see Impact, AEW, and New Japan letting them do that, and her just bouncing around those three companies. Also, Jay White once again lost another. I don't know why they did it. He already lost a loser leaves New Japan match. Now he did it again. He wrestled Eddie Kingston, and once again, loser left New Japan match, and Eddie Kingston won. So it looks like that was officially Jay White's final match in New Japan. So he's done. It's over for him. It's just where is he going to go now? Most likely he's going to be AEW, WWE, or Impact, TNA. We'll see where Jay White goes next. CM Punk was actually at the event. That was crazy, man. First time him in a wrestling event ever since what took down last year in September. So pretty interesting to see CM Punk. I wonder if because they have the partnership with AEW New Japan, I wonder if they'll just maybe be smart about it and tell them, "Hey, why don't you go to New Japan, work some shows over there, and then we can slowly bring you back, maybe like a Forbidden Door, we'll have you compete for the first time on an AEW show. Maybe that might be their strategy to try to slowly bring them back into AEW. Maybe using that partnership they have with New Japan and having them go there, wrestle there maybe 2-3 matches, and then maybe at Forbidden Door you bring them back. I don't know. It's interesting the fact that he was there. I don't know how good friends he's with Monet to go there support her. I know Bailey was there. She was there supporting Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks. Yeah, congratulations, Sasha Banks wins the New Japan Championship. And like I said, Jay White loses, so he's officially done with New Japan, it looks like. They asked, let's see here, more stuff. Edge about retirement, because remember he said last summer that he wanted to retire next year, being this year at Canada. And so yesterday when the show was in Canada, they asked him, hey, are you planning to retire anytime soon? I know you say you want to retire in Canada. He's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do like for now, but I could definitely see happening in the next 2 months. I definitely told WWE I wanted to be in Canada, my retirement. I think tomorrow he's actually going to, Austin Theory in the press conference did an open challenge. And Edge, then he went on the press conference and he accepted the open challenge, which once again, Monday Night Raw is going to be in Canada tomorrow night. So maybe what I'm thinking is they might let him win the title tomorrow night, because if John Cena is going to face Austin Theory, it's going to be too predictable if Austin Theory is the U.S. champion. Because John Cena doesn't have, or even John Cena can beat him now, right? It's just that John Cena doesn't, he can't be U.S. champion. He doesn't have time to do that. So they might just take the title off of Edge. They make a battle off of Austin Theory. They put it on Edge. So then that match versus John Cena is just a normal match. And then you can even have the option of John Cena winning that match. So I can, and plus it'll be a good moment for Edge, as it's going to be in Canada, his home country of Canada. I think it's going to be in Alberta, Canada. So I could definitely see them doing that tomorrow. So we'll see. Sami Zayn said in his press conference, he said, yeah, nowadays it's so hard to create memorable storylines, but I think this one is something that people will go back in 10 years and look at as a memory. Also, I think there's more left. So he pretty much said the storyline is not over yet. Now, I think what he means is because he's probably going to now fight the Usos for the tag team champions at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens. Interesting, though, because it seems like the way they did it last night, it seems like one of the Usos, Jimmy, is on Roman's side, where the other one, Jay, is on Sami's side. So interesting how they're going to now get the Usos on the same page to wrestle Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team champions at WrestleMania. But I think that's what he means with the storyline not being over yet, because, technically, obviously, the Usos are still part of the bloodline. So I think that's what he means. I think a lot of people were getting excited about a potential rematch or even a triple threat with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I think he meant more because they're going to go down the path of the tag team titles now with the Usos. I think that's what he meant by the storyline not being over yet with the bloodline. Anyways, let me see here. Let's see here. Let me see if there's any more news over here. So let's see here. To me, the best matchup. These are whoever produced the chamber matches. The women's was by T.J. Wilson, Molly Holly, and P.J. Williams, and then the men's was produced by Jamie Noble and Abayas. So those were the guys that helped come up with ideas for the Elimination Chamber matches. Okay. Asuka made history last night as she became the first woman in WWE history to win Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, Elimination. That is crazy. Wow. That had never happened before. She's won all three: Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and Chamber. She now joins illustrious list of the only four. And then if you throw in the men, the John Cena, Randy Orton, and Edge, Brock Lesnar. Wow, that is crazy. Only John Cena, Randy Orton, Edge, and Brock Lesnar had done it, and now Asuka becomes the freaking the fifth person and the first woman to ever do it, man. Win Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and Elimination Chamber, man. Congratulations to Asuka, man. Let's see here, more stuff. I think here I'm just trying to stroll here. All right, you know what? All right, I think I got more articles here, and then we'll recap. I just trying to get the other articles out of the way. So this is a quote from Edge officially on retirement. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm having for breakfast tomorrow. I let alone what I'm going to do 5, 7, 8 months from now. I will say I would like to be in Canada. So that's pretty much what he said in the press conference. So maybe like in the summer, maybe. I don't know if WWE goes to Canada anytime soon. And then this is Monet saying after her match about possibly going to WWE. I guess people like to say never say never. You never know in life. I never knew life would take me here, but I always have to follow my heart. So wherever my heart takes me is out. So that's pretty much Monet talking about a potential WWE return. She's going to listen to her heart. I beg your pardon. It's not even Valentine's Day. Let's see here. There's more news. I think that might be about it. Like I said, CM Punk and Bayley were at attendance last night. I think we're ready for the recap at this point. George St. Pierre Paul was also at the event last night, along with Ariel Helwani. George St. Pierre Paul, obviously the UFC fighter. I think we're done with news. Well, here's something. The fourth executive vice president we can mention, his name, just kidding, it's Cody Rhodes. He really, I will assume this is just from knowledge of being in the business all of life and understood a lot of from his father. He knew what AEW needed. Oh, Kenny Omega talking about Cody Rhodes. Okay. Saying that he really, I will assume this is just from knowledge of being in the business with his father. He understood what the AEW needed. Oh, that's just pretty much Kenny Omega talking about Cody Rhodes helping them. This is more this is wherever I am on the card right now. We're just having fun 6-man tag matches. I'm not supposed to be in this epic storyline encounter. No blood feuds right now. I'm in position where right now we're doing 6-man tag. It's supposed to be fun. So pretty much talking about his current run in AEW, he's just having fun doing trio championship matches with the Young Bucks. And then Sami Zayn talking about the Bloodline storyline. This is easily could have been the WrestleMania match, in my opinion. The fact that this is happening in Montreal is almost more special. This is my WrestleMania for sure. And there is WrestleMania for real right after that. Yeah, that's what people were saying. This one more like the WrestleMania type match, especially with them being in an arena with like 20,000, 15,000 people, and it's a roof. You could hear the noise better. Where they're going to be out in the football stadium at Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium. It's going to be like 70,000 people. It's going to be harder to get this nice crowd reaction. That's why some people are saying that they should stop doing the football stadiums and go back to like the basketball arenas. The thing is that the tickets, right? You go from 15, 20,000 to like potentially 70,000. Money, money, money. You know what I'm saying, my dogs? All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time for Elimination Chamber recap. Let's do this, man. Elimination Chamber recap. Elimination Chamber. Let's go to work, man. Here tonight on a freaking Sunday, man. All right, so here we go, man. Elimination Chamber. I'm gonna try to go through this as fast as possible. The good thing, it's only matches. There's no promo, so it's easier. So first, a women's match to be #1 contender for the Bianca Belair's women's title. Elimination Chamber: Asuka, Carmella, Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross, Natalya, Liv Morgan. Great match. Good high spots. Nikki Cross got driven into one of the pots. It broke. Then they did like a sunset powerbomb on Raquel Rodriguez. There were definitely a lot of good spots. I believe the final two were Asuka and Carmella, and Asuka won. So Asuka's officially the winner, man. I think Liv Morgan, she got submitted too, but she didn't tap out. She just went out cold. But very good match, man. Asuka wins it. So now it will be Raquel. It would be so the first elimination was Liv Morgan, then Natalya, then Raquel, and then Carmella and Liv Morgan. The Asuka won with a submission hold. So it will be Asuka versus Bianca Belair now, man. Like I said, Asuka becomes the first ever Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber winner in history for the woman, and joins John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Edge for the man. Anyways, let's go. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar was the next match. This match, it was just finished up. I kind of struggled getting into it at first, but it was just, I think like Lesnar ended up getting like 4 F5s altogether. I think Lashley hit like 2 or 3 spears. At the end, man, Bobby Lashley has Brock Lesnar in the Hurt Lock, and Brock Lesnar struggling getting out of it. So he just hits him in the balls. He hits him in the balls. The referee disqualifies him. Brock Lesnar gets pissed off at the referee, and he F5s the referee. Then he F5s Lashley again. Then he takes Bobby Lashley outside, and he F5s him. And I'm gonna have to sit down. And he F5s him on the freaking ring announce table, and then he grabs the referee again and F5s him on top of Bobby Lashley on the. It was hilarious the way he just. I never seen that shit before. He took the referee out of the ring and he F5'd him on the freaking announce table. It was already broken because before that he had F5 Bobby Lashley, but it was so kind of funny. But yeah, man, good shit. I guess they're gonna throw Bray Wyatt into it now. That's what they're saying. They're saying the storyline will continue, but it's not official. It's gonna be at WrestleMania. My guess is that they don't have nothing for Bray Wyatt to do, so they're just gonna have a triple threat now match: Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt, and Brock Lesnar. It doesn't really make sense at all. Man, compared to what, and I know nobody wants to see it, right? But man, compared to what Brock was doing last year with Roman, he looks like kind of a low-key. Nah, he's too big of a star to be considered mid-carder, but man, damn. It seems like they don't have much for like Brock or Bray, so they're just gonna throw him in this triple threat match with Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Jesus Christ. Next, we get the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. Good match. They did a spot where they're put about a tap they have both Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor on like what is it, the sharpshooter, and fucking Finn Balor's about to tap, and Rhea's like, "Don't you dare tap!" He literally, she grabs her hand, and then freaking Dominic gives was it Edge or he gave I beg your pardon, he gives Finn Balor the brass knuckles, and Finn Balor hits Edge with the brass knuckles, and I thought that was gonna be it. And I'm like, perfect. This is gonna set up, the rematch, maybe the Hell in a Cell match for WrestleMania. But no, Edge kicked out. Edge fucking kicked out. They had another thing back outside where once again Rhea Ripley has Beth Phoenix about to hit the concerto on the steel steps. Finn Balor's back in the ring, forcing Edge to watch. But then Rhea at the last moment, Beth Phoenix counters. She ends up hitting she ends up getting out of the way, and instead hitting, I believe it was a Glamazon slam on the freaking outside. And then they go back inside and they hit FTR's finisher for the win on Finn Balor. And that was pretty much it. Edge and Beth Phoenix win. Is the storyline over? But what are you going to do for WrestleMania then? My guess is it's going to be Edge and Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match for WrestleMania. Dominic versus Rey Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. And then poor Damian Priest, nothing to do for Damian Priest. Pendejo face for him. That's my guess, but we'll see. And then we get the Man Elimination Chamber. Austin Theory, Montez Ford, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, Seth Rollins. Great match. This was, if not the best match of the night, the second best match of the night, man. This was fantastic, man. Montez Ford going to the top, all the way to the roof, like literally like a Spider-Man hanging on from the roof, then dropping down. They did a freaking what was it? Seth Rollins did a sunset flip from one of the top of the pots on Johnny Gargano, landed on top of everybody. At the end there, kind of a scary situation. Seth Rollins curse stomps Montez Ford onto the concrete. What do they call it? The concrete part, like the metal part of the cage. And Montez Ford wasn't getting up. He pinned him, and then he still wasn't getting up. And they called for the medicals, but it turns out it was just a storyline to they helped them out. They opened the cage, and then while they're getting him out, Logan Paul gets in. He hits a Buck Showalter on fucking Rollins, and then he actually hits the curse stomp on Rollins. And then that's when Austin Theory wins the match. Austin Theory, I think he got him back up and he hit A-Town Downtown. And that's how he won the match. So the whole fucking Montez Ford was just to be able to open the cage and let Logan Paul in there to attack Rollins. So it's officially going to be Rollins versus Logan Paul after this. So Austin Theory retains. And he's going to go on to face Edge tomorrow at Raw for the United States Champion. So we'll see what happens, man. But it was a very good match. Really, really good match. It really was, man. Shout out to everybody. Montez Ford, Johnny Gargano, Seth Rollins, everybody, man. Great job. And then the final match. This match took a freaking hour, man. Jesus Christ. Freaking Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, man. Jesus Christ, man. For like 5 minutes, they just, the bell rung and they started just staring at each other. Kind of like the Hulk Hogan and The Rock when they fought at WrestleMania, what was it, 18, 19? Same thing. They were just staring at each other, hearing the crowd. It was cool, I guess. But I mean, kind of let's get this shit on their wear, man. Great match, they're going back and forth, a lot of close pinfalls. Sami Zayn, he hit the Superman punch. Roman Reigns trash talking the crowd, including Sami Zayn's wife, and Sami Zayn yelling back, "She loved you, you betrayed him." Very good stuff. The crowd chanting "Fuck you, Roman" a lot of the match. So basically, what happens? Jimmy shows up. He hits a super kick. He had like 3 super kicks, and then he had the frog splash. And that wasn't enough for Roman to win the match. The referee gets knocked out. I think they knocked out like 2 referees in this match. Jesus Christ, man. And then I think later on, Jay shows up because the referee's knocked out. Roman's trying to use a chair. And Jay's like, he won't let him use the chair. And then Roman's like, here you go, then you use it. And they do the same scene as on Royal Rumble, where, you know, Roman is trying to get Jay to hit Sami with the chair. Jay doesn't want to. Roman stands in between Sami Zayn laying down and Jey Uso. And Jey Uso does the same thing. He grabbed the chair, and it looks like it's going to be the same thing where Jay's going to hit Roman. But no, then Roman turns around. He's like, what? And then he actually, like, he gets the chair from him. They start kind of trash talking each other. Roman Reigns pushes Jay into the ropes. And then Sami gets up, and he's trying to hit the spear on Roman. Roman gets out of the way, and instead he ends up spearing Jey Uso. Jesus Christ, man. Then after that, Roman gets the chair. He starts beating him up with the chair. And I believe that was it. He hit the spear, and that was it. He won the match. Finally, one of the referee gets up and does the count. But very good match, man. But the fact this took an hour long, it was crazy, man. But it was very good. Then after the match, you know, Jimmy is back in the ring along with Roman. No Solo Sikoa at all. He was not in this shit at all. And it's just Jimmy and at 1.2. Well, I think no. Actually, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. So the match is over. Roman retains. Jimmy and Roman are beating the hell out of Sami Zayn. But then here comes Kevin Owens. He beats the shit out of everybody. He hits the stunner on Roman. Then he hits another one on Jimmy. And then he's about to grab a chair and hit Roman with the chair. And then freaking Paul Heyman gets in the ring and he starts hitting Kevin Owens in the back. Obviously, the punches have no effect. Kevin just turns around and stares at him. And then fucking Paul's like, oh my God, I've always loved you. Screw Roman. He actually said this. I wonder if they'll use this for something in the future. He's like, screw Roman Reigns. I've always loved you. I always loved you. And then freaking Kevin Owens drops the chair and hits Paul Heyman with a stunner. And then freaking at the end, it looks like Kevin Owens wants to do something to Roman. Roman's getting back up in the corner. But instead, he gets out of the way and he lets Sami Zayn hit him with the Haluva kick. And that was pretty much it. Roman Reigns rolls out of the ring. And then freaking they have like a stare down for a little bit, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but then Kevin Owens just gets out of the ring and leaves. And that's basically the end of the show. Sami Zayn staying in the ring by himself, going to his music, everybody cheering, although Sami looks disappointed because he couldn't win the title. But it was a very good show, man. I believe they're gonna freaking they're gonna do the freaking now they're gonna face the Usos for the tag titles at WrestleMania, but I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like I said, it looks like Jimmy's more on Roman's side and Jay is more on Sami Zayn's side. Solo Sikoa nowhere to be found. Who knows how they're gonna do this? But it looks like Roman's moving on to Cody Rhodes. We'll see this was a good show. It was a good show. Probably this one, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and the Man's Elimination Chamber were probably the 2 best matches of the night. I don't think there was any bad night match. Brock Lesnar and Bobby, it wasn't a bad match. It was just that it was very short. Like the ending of the match, you know, him hitting him in the balls and then beating him up, and the referee after the match was probably the thing to go in that match. Be interesting to go in that watch. But yeah, man, it was a good show. And until next time, I'm out like a light. Holla!